Hello, Virgo. Welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and today I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. All right, so usually we start with one card. If you've been here, you know. As I'm setting up for the reading, I will pull a card just to kind of feel like what the energy is going to be like. Today I felt like I needed to pull two. And it really, listen, I'm a Virgo as well. So I feel like, I have some idea of where we're at a little bit, but there's been this feeling of rising, of just clearly seeing the way, of having the courage, integrity, motivation, the will to do whatever it is that needs to be done. There's just a real cut and dry energy with Virgo right now. Now, this confirms it to me. It really does. Because we have the Queen of Discs, which is absolutely that Earth Mama energy. Absolutely a very, now it's a Capricorn card, but it is a very Virgo energy as well. Earthy energy. That maiden becoming the queen, the ruler, the wise, the knowing, building and destroying, met with that priestess energy, right? The high priestess, that intuitive nature. Now, the high priestess is, a diviner, an oracle, a seer, a healer, a mother, a maiden, a crone, knowing beyond what we could even imagine. Able to traverse the system, right? And go beyond into those more abstract spaces and so on. Now, all of this is true, but the high priestess is also very hard. Hard. She is hard. You can't mess with her. You can't fool her. She sees right through you. There is no you to her, even, right? So these two energies tell me you are in a very powerful alignment right now. You are, you're not afraid. Maybe we're all a little afraid, but you are confident in your abilities, confident in your knowing, your wisdom. You are not going to sit there and go back and forth. Should I? You already know. And you're going to do the dang old thing. So I love that we're in that energy. That's the energy I need in my life right now. That's where I need to be. So I like to see that my fellow Virgos are striving as well. Okay, here we go. We're going to lift this thing up. So, here we are with our tea leaves. If you're new to the channel, welcome. So basically, we just begin with the tarot cards. We get into the tea leaves now. We're going to see how these two things kind of go together. I want to say thank you for clicking on the reading. If you want to support the channel in any little way, you can hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and if you want to leave a comment, I'd love to hear from you. I also have been doing live streams. If you want to get a notification for those, I think you you subscribe and hit that little bell. I will answer your questions on live. I also do private readings, although I don't really talk about that a lot on here. I have kind of a set clients, or people that I commune with, and but yeah, if you want to get a private reading, you can email me. All right, So we have the star. We have the chariot right in front of it. And you can see the horse here. You can see kind of that chariot there. It also looks like an eye. We have the star, which is all about our goals. So we have that hard work. We have that real desire to meet the goals that are, on our highest shelves, the dreams, the motivations, the getting back to what gets us up out of bed. What do we really care about? What do we really, really love, desire, need? And I think we are. We're in a place where things have just gotten so busy, complicated, an onslaught of information and data every single day. I feel like a lot of us are being pulled towards this kind of shedding, minimizing, and getting refocused on the things that really matter to us. And that makes sense. We're at the beginning of the year. You probably made a New Year's resolution. If you did and you want to share it, put it in the comments. I myself, my real New Year's resolution is I want to learn how to knife fight more proficiently. That's my goal, because it's something that sounds awesome and fun and meets a lot of the markers for excitement for me. So we have, that's my big thing. Just that, and staying the course, doing the work, honoring the work. And so I don't know if you want to share yours, let me know. We also have the letter J. We have the letter J. It also looks like the name J, actually. J-A-Y. Okay, so we have J. If you know a J, or if there's a J that will be entering your life. Now, we have the Magician. I almost kind of feel like you've been witnessing some kind of beginning of a dissolution with maybe a couple or somebody in the family. We have a person here. We have a person here. They look like they are kind of in combat there. Now, we also have a person over here who is the Magician, and we have the number 6 right here. We have a person here standing. We have a sailboat. We have, it looks like the letter S. Maybe C, S-E-E, or S-E-A. C, like an actual C. I have another monad. And fish. Money, 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 money. Okay, so I feel like there has been a situation that you've been kind of witnessing, maybe hearing about. Maybe it's a friend, maybe it's at work, maybe it's like a show you're watching, I don't know. But it feels like you've been watching this union, this bond start to fall apart, right? There is a lot of arguing and fighting and kind of escalation of being unable to get along. Now, I don't think this is you, okay? But I do think it's something that is kind of, I mean, I think it affects you in a profound way. I feel like more than anything, it has made you kind of take inventory of your own life. Watching somebody live through misery and be, highly emotional, and also maybe even grieving, or, something like this, we take in those emotions. emotions. We're Virgos. We're very, we're empaths. We can't help but take in the energy of a room we're in, a situation we find ourselves, even if it's complete strangers, we feel what they feel. Right? And so this situation, I think, has really made you remember, like, I have this, this wonderful opportunity to have a beautiful life, to have a life that means something. And maybe you already do, but this is kind of that, like, reminder, that wake-up call that, yeah, don't squander it, right? Don't let it, get into disrepair. So I feel you kind of coming into that magician place where you are looking at the fine details of your life. You are crafting. You are beginning to prepare for, this next period of time. And I see that as being a place where you kind of depart from where you've been, what you've been doing. Like if you've been very social and maybe not as focused on work, I see you kind of looking towards, really kind of locking in, really kind of going, and it does seem like hermit mode here, right? I have this like feeling of a very like cold, oceanic, landscape. You're going out to the beach to get on this ship to sail off, right? And really, to me, what this says is that you're tired of being so intertwined with the outside, and I see you really wanting to get further into self so that you can focus on refining your ability to be making money. And we see that with all the fish. Those are the resources, okay? We also have this God symbol down here. Okay, so I also feel like there is, you might be one of the lucky few in the world that is able to make money and also exist in your faith deeply. And you might even do something within the spiritual niche. You might be a reader yourself, or, a magician or a practitioner of some kind of religious, what is even the word, like clergy person, or somebody who partakes in your faith in an active role, right? You might have a position in the temple or the mosque or the ashram or whatever, right? You are a person that dwells within the divine on a daily. You don't save it for the weekends. You don't save it for a Sabbath day. You are somebody who lives the life. Okay. So I see in this time, you really kind of going into self, right? Kind of spending a lot of time in these moments that feel almost kind of isolated, hermit, right? But they are not necessary. It's not like poignant necessarily, but it is something that feels quite serious. You're in a serious place in your life. And I see you, and as I'm saying this, I see the key right here, unlocking your ability to be making money. You're making more money in this next period of time. But a lot of this relies on from like you detaching from the busyness of the world, the noise of the world, and allowing yourself to really, dwell within self in your interior landscapes. The biggest thing is contemplation here. I feel like there's a real need for quiet and contemplation. Okay. If you are a praying person, maybe it's prayer as well. Okay. I myself wouldn't say I'm religious, but I pray often. And I am I'm a magician of sorts. I'm a practitioner of sorts. I can't believe I just called myself a magician, but I dwell in the archetype of the magician. And so, I am somebody who maybe naively or silly, although I don't think it is. I think prayer is one of the most wonderful things, most powerful things. Yeah, I do. I believe superstitiously in prayer and its quality, or the way that it can change the quality of your life. Not because you are receiving blessings, although we are always receiving blessings, but because it really, it allows for a space of time in your day where you can be with self, you can be with your higher thinking, you can be with the guardian angel, you can be with God, Goddess, the divine, and that is so important. It is so important. It's, going out and putting your feet in the grass, right? Going out, putting your fingers in the dirt, going into water, submersing yourself, floating, standing in the wind, letting it pull all of the energy out of you. Good, bad, otherwise it doesn't matter. Just surrendering to the greater thing. And so now we have the lion down here. Okay. So we do have this energy of the sun. It is returning. It is coming into its higher place. It is staying with us longer every day. And it does feel like there's not a rage. It's not a rage. It's a passion rising in you. A fire that is going. A love, a belovedness, a wanting, a need. There seems to be love. There seems to be lust. There seems to be a real yearning for deeper connection. Something that feels real, maybe for the first time in a long time or ever. Now, I see almost like a homunculus. I see a person. Maybe this is a tulpa, a thought form. And again, we have the eye. And the 4. And a home. It looks like a home. I feel like there's like all these bits and pieces that you're forming. You're putting things together. You're creating something. It almost kind of feels like how like I make these things. Like I feel like you're putting it together meticulously, placing things. And at the same time, I feel that it's almost like you are building a love. You're building a romance. That's the thing about us Virgos. We can know that we love somebody immediately. I mean, as soon as you really meet somebody, you know that there is a potential at least. Like we just know. And other people, it's like you don't even consider it. Like it's not even. It's a very quick, energetic thing that we know. Are we always right? Not always, but it almost feels like. For Virgos, we often will find the love, but we don't allow ourselves to fully get in there. We have to take our time to construct kind of the foundation before we're willing to really, unite with somebody. We like to do the groundwork, right? We like to make sure that everything kind of comes together in the way that it needs to be, right? Like we date for a long time or court for a long time. Now, it's like, with my husband I have now, and I say that because I had a husband before him who passed away. But this husband, this wonderful husband, his name is Paul. He is the wizard over at Dove and Serpentero. If you haven't seen him before, go check him out. And if you have seen him and you do watch him, tell him I said hello. Put it in the comments. I knew immediately when I met him, immediately, like, I want to be with this guy. I want to marry this guy. We're going to have a kid. Like, we both did not think we could or that we wanted to have children, but I knew. And I told him, we're having a kid. Like, we're going to have a kid. And at the same time, it took I wanted, and, I'm not saying that I was the only, like, pushing him off or whatever, but yeah, he wanted to, like, get married and be together, like, within a couple months. And so did I, but I wanted to take time because I'm a Virgo, dude. And, like 2 years of courtship. And then, in perfect Virgo fashion, he moved in, and then, we were pregnant in like a week. So, but I feel like my sister, she's a Virgo as well. She's very similar. It's like we know, and you're ours, you're mine, I'm yours. But we're going to take our time with it. We're going to take a stroll. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like when I'm looking at this and there's like that homunculus, it's like you're constructing a love. You're building a love with somebody. You're doing it with beautiful and precise intention. Okay. Now, this might be romantic and it might not be. This might be a friendship. This might be platonic. This might be the companion that you want and need, right? So I see this as being a year where there is a soft brutalness or a brutal softness, right? Both ways. It goes both ways. There's love and tenderness. There's burning passion. There is a sense of wanting to unite. I mean, really unite on a deep level. I'm not saying like, enough that we can get along and have a good relationship, but we don't necessarily, gang like that, right? But no, this is like we know each other on a, celestial, fractal, cosmic, whatever level. Like we've been together in many ways. We are each other. You know what I mean? And to be able to really be in that place together and feel safe there. Okay. That feels like this year. At the same time, in the material, it's very cut and dry. If you inconvenience my life to a degree that I can't accept, gone. You're out of here, bro. Goodbye. If things are draining you, it's time to get rid of that. If it is something that is not in alignment to the greater vision, work, your better state of being, it's just not meant to be. Goodbye. So, this is going to be not the easiest year for us Virgos, but it's going to be one that vacillates between very hard and feeling very good. Very good. And maybe some of that at the same time, right? Maybe some of that uniting. Now, we also have, again with the JT, it looks like. Maybe JT, maybe it's JI. We also have, it looks like TT. Y'all know TT. She's been on the lives, you guys, if you want to see. If you are from way back in the day when the cats used to be in my videos all the time, you'll remember TT is my hairless babe. Just, I always feel like I have to qualify this. I did not buy her. She is a rescue. Okay? Because I know people think, oh, you have a fancy cat. You went and bought it. No, she's a rescue. I fostered her, and then I could not detach from her. I love her. She's my baby. And Pudgy, he's been coming around too. Pudgy's almost 18 years old, you guys. Like, I have been with Pudgy since he was like almost 2. That boy and I, we roll. He's my ride or die for sure. He's been in the videos. But anyways, we have TT. So that's where my head goes. TT. But maybe you know somebody with a T and a T for initials. We also have the number 81. And we have... It feels like a need to give offering. I feel like you have maybe a pull towards I don't know, maybe ritual offering, putting out, I don't know, fruit, or I like to braid grass and make these kinds of offerings. I do give fruit to my backyard spirits, the animals that kind of dwell in the forest here. There's so many ways that you can make offering. But I do feel like there is a sense of needing to maybe sacrifice some of your time, your effort. But also, I feel like to give attention to some aspect of your work. Maybe it's a particular goddess or god, or a symbol, or a concept, or, some tenet of your faith, or whatever. I do feel like this is a call to being of service, a call to give of self. And I think that's something that us Virgos, we do this often. It comes kind of naturally to us. We are, after all, kind of that earth mother, earth father energy. And we serve many of the people around us to help sustain, their lives, their happiness, We're the parents that are like highly involved parents. We are, at least involved with somebody in our family or friends group. We might take care of them, that kind of thing. So I feel like this is a part of you that you should lean into, because it makes, it's good karmically, of course, but I think it makes you feel like you have purpose. And I think that makes you feel good, and that's what it comes down to. Now let's do our lucky numbers. Twice it's come off of here. I'm going to set this here. That was the second time. Okay, 91 for our first number. We had 81 in the bowl, so now we have 91. 18. Oh, it was almost 81. So we have 91, 18, 16. Okay. All right. Well, Virgo, I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you for being here with me. It's always such a pleasure. If you want to like, subscribe, or leave a comment, that would be wonderful. Other than that, we'll talk soon. Take care of yourself. Happy New Year. We're in the 2026 now. It's going to be a good one for us. I know it. I feel it. All right. I love you. We'll talk soon.